Herzlich willkommen, Sianamgela, and welcome to the Bundesliga Connection with Kres Harrington on the SL Podcast in partnership with DW Berlin.
It's time for the latest from Germany's domestic football league, the Bundesliga, and more. For that, we are joined by Kres Harrington from our partner station Deutsche Welle in Berlin, Germany. Kres, the Bayern Dortmund clash went the visitors' way 3-2 thanks to a Lewandowski brace. What did you make of the Klassiker, and do you think Dortmund has reasons to be frustrated of the result?
Well, I think it lived up to the hype. It checked off every box when it comes to the main event in the Bundesliga. It was a roller coaster ride full of emotional highs and lows. We saw flashes of brilliance. Julian Brandt's opening goal, the way he turned Upamecano, but you cannot afford to ease up, take your foot off the gas in a match like this. And we saw defensive lapses cause Dortmund the match, starting with Thomas Müeller's pressure on his former teammate Mats Hummels. You know, that led to Lewandowski's opening goal. And then an inability to clear the ball led to the ball falling at Kingsly Coman's feet. And that was another goal, but then checked in Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland, you know, he just never ceases to amaze. You know, he's now scored 6 goals in as many appearances versus Bayern. He levels the score, you know, but then we saw some questionable things. You know, we saw a really hard foul on Marco Reus. Lucas Hernandez, a habitual hard fouler, took him down in the box. There was no VAR check. Haaland commented on this, called the ref arrogant for not checking. And then there was a handball called on Mats Hummels. That was a difference maker. We all know Lewandowski converted that. Dortmund's Jude Bellingham had 2 assists in this match. The 18-year-old had some harsh words about some of the calls. He called out one of the referees, saying, you can look at a lot of decisions in the game. You give a ref like that, that's matched, fixed before, the biggest game in Germany. What do you expect? He's basically questioning the officiating. You know, the league wasn't too amused by those comments, but at the end of the day, it was a shame to see a penalty decide a match that attracts over 250 million different countries to tune in. I mean, it was a remarkable match, and hopefully, you know, it puts some fire in Dortmund's bellies.
Kres, and Borussia Dortmund's midfielder Jude Bellingham faces potential sanctions for his explosive comments he made about the referee post-match.
Yeah, the youngster finally shows his age. He's only 18. You know, he's often talked about as being mature beyond his years in terms of his play. Well, his words got him in some hot water because the referee supervisor of the German Football Association filed a criminal complaint. I doubt that'll get anywhere, you know, but others have echoed about it. Oliver Kahn, Bayern CEO, has said, you know, that's a shame. He obviously overstepped the line. You know, he is really young. He shouldn't have said that because that does undermine the officiating in the German Football Association as an organization. You know, but right now, the latest reports are, you know, they were talking suspension, 6 months, but I doubt that'll stick. The worst we've ever seen, the tag of unsportsmanlike conduct. That could happen. We've seen a fine dished out before. 20,000 euros was a fine dished out to Kevin De Bruyne for insulting a ball boy, you know, way back when he played in the Bundesliga. Maybe we see something similar, you know, but it just goes against the culture of Germany. You know, the athletes here are a bit more tight-lipped. You know, Bellingham being an import, you know, from a place where the players are, you know, obviously they speak freely more times than not. You have to be careful when you're a pro criticizing the officials. It always ends up in a negative way. But the team has Bellingham's back, and hopefully it won't be too much about this, and they'll move on.
With Bayern expanding their lead over Dortmund to 4 points in the standings, is the title secure for the defending champions?
Not at all. You know, Bayern have already shown they can be defeated in embarrassing fashion. Look at the German Cup. You know, Augsburg beat them. Frankfurt beat them in Munich. You know, they've shown a struggle. That might be a bit of an overstatement, but they struggle a bit with teams that like to pressure them. You know, with Dortmund being the closest to Bayern in the standings, they are in the best position to dethrone Bayern. Hopefully, this recent defeat, like I said, plants a seed in the bellies of the Dortmund players to stay hungry and stay focused. Consistency is the name of the game. You know, there's a lot of season ahead of us, and it's key, especially for a team like Dortmund. You know, but in terms of Bayern, you can look at other teams like Freiburg. Freiburg just scored 6 goals against Gladbach in the first half. So Bayern, they'll just have to stay alert moving forward. Their own players don't even think the title is in the bag. And I have to agree. We've seen some hiccups in the past. We see a lot of teams looking good. So I think any team, can bring it to Bayern Munich. So they'll have to be, bringing their best every 90 minutes.
Chris, this past match day had a number of highlights. What else has hit your radar?
Leverkusen's Patrick Schick, netted 4 goals versus a side not too good this season, Greuther Fürth. They're still searching for their win number 1. But Schick, he's now in between Haaland and Lewandowski in the scoring sheet. He has 12 goals on the season. Haaland at 11. Lewandowski, of course, leading the league at 16. And that's some positive. And there's a bit of bad news for fellow American. RB Leipzig parted ways with their coach, Jesse Marsch. Only 5 months in charge. They were runners-up last season, but he had to go. They just were not, living up to expectations. Obviously, when Nagelsmann left, they thought they would be better. He has a good, solid squad. And he's actually neighbors with Christopher Nkunku, which can make the departure kind of awkward, in certain respects. But the team is 11th right now. I wish them well. His assistant will be on the bench when they face off with Manchester City in their farewell of their Champions League campaign. But hopefully the Bulls can rebound, because when they first cracked the Bundesliga, they were a welcome presence in terms of adding competition. So let's see what they can do and how long it'll take them to get back in the mix of things.
Thank you very much for the Bundesliga update, Mr. Kres Harrington from our partner station Deutsche Welle in Berlin, Germany. Have a fantastic day further.
Danke und auf Wiedersehen.
The Bundesliga Connection is a team effort driven by the following incredible individuals. The show is hosted by Aidan Hewitt and Kres Harrington. It is produced by Kres Harrington. It is edited by Aidan Hewitt and Uli Presch, and graphics are provided by David Scullard.